Afternoon, VC. So back from a short trip to Athens, Georgia. Had a huge gig. So Cinemechanica, one of my favorite bands of all time, hugely influential band. Math rock from Athens. Played a gig at the 40 Watt. And they had not played since probably Athfest about 10 years ago. And probably hadn't played full time since about 17 years ago or so, and because that show was a one-off in itself. Incredible, all original lineup with an additional guitar player, so 3 guitars on one of the songs. Andy, who normally played second guitar, took over just doing lead vocals. I talked to Bryant. He really wanted to focus on doing the songs, with the that they had vocals with, like on the martial arts record. And so that's what Andy's doing mostly, is just vocals. But it was one of the most intense bands you're ever going to see and hear. That's going to be, I don't know how that show can be topped this year for me. The only other gig I got tickets for coming up is the Mars Volta. I mean, that's not going to suck. But, and it's going to be a neighborhood theater in a small place. But, yeah, Cinemechanica just crushed it. I'll put as much footage in as I can. I only got one full song because I got clips here and there, but you couldn't really take a lot of film because they're just too into it. It was killer. Now, earlier in the day, there were records. So when you're in Athens, they have some great record stores, and of course, you have to stop at Wuxtry Records since 1976. So they've been there 50 years. And the owner was there, and he's been at the shop every time I've gone in that shop over the years. And it was good to see him. And got there pretty early after open, and didn't know what to expect. I think I walked away with 5 records, kind of a wide variety of stuff. I went through a lot. Their store is, if you like crate digging, that's exactly what it is. It's crates full of records, and they've got everything separated pretty good by genre. And the thing that they do is they have all their new mixed in with the used. So, like, if you go to the big John Coltrane section, you're going to have, like, 12 different reissues and then maybe 1 or 2 originals. That's just how it is there. So, everything's all in one place, which makes it easy, actually. First thing I saw sticking right on the end of one of the parts of the classical section was this record. And I picked it up because I have the first one of these. This is Bela Bartok, Piano Concertos numbers 2 and 3 from Geza Anda and Frank Frixe on the Deutsche Grammophon label. And this has a lot of different versions. This one I couldn't find because it's a German pressing. I couldn't find it on Discogs. There's a UK with this same cover because there's a different cover on the earlier versions and a different title. But it is the same record, same performance. I do have Concertos number 1, which is why I picked up the other. And this is one of my favorite classical records that I've heard. It's incredible playing on this, especially the piano playing. It's just really, really great. Very progressive to me for the time period this was written. So yeah, I picked up that Bela Bartok cheap. So that was a good start to the dig. There was one box marked gospel on the floor, and went through that section. I don't buy a lot of gospel, but I always take a peek because I know some of the stuff to look for. And I picked this one up just based on the back cover. So this is Andre Crouch and the Disciples, Soulfully. And pretty cool cover, but when I looked at the back cover in the band jamming, I was like, okay, yeah, I need to pick this up. This should be good. This is on the Light label, which is a division of Lexicon Music out of Waco, Texas. Stereo press, and I'll show you the label. This was like $9 or something. Not a rare record or anything, I don't believe, but I don't have anything on this label. It's in beautiful shape, so I picked that up, and we'll see if this is good. By all accounts, it looks to be great. If you're just basing on the back cover, we'll see how these go. This is one I want to say maybe Dom showed this record at some point. This is Jacques Thelot, Intramusique. This is a reissue. I think French, maybe pressed in France or Germany or somewhere. But yeah, Jacques Thelot is on drums, Michel Portal on alto, Eddie Gaumont on guitar and piano, Mimi Lorenzini on guitar, and Daniel Lalo on tambour. So, really dig the Jacques Thelot that I've heard on the Palm label, so picked this up. This was pretty good price. Their reissues were very expensive, but this one was reasonable. That was the other shop too. Really high prices on reissues down there. The next record I found at Wuxtry in the Sonic Youth section was this Thurston Moore record I'd never seen. So it's Thurston Moore on the A side, and each track is 16 minutes long exactly, and then Graham Moore is on the B side. And so it's Mature, Lonely, Out of Control is the A. B side is Alternative Hairstyles from Graham Moore. So don't know. This should be experimental guitar, I would assume, from Thurston Moore. Pick that up. Oh, I'll show you the vinyl on this because it's pretty cool. This is from 2007, I think, on the Nihilist record label. Yeah. And they gave a little insert there with a couple other titles that they had available. This is interesting because back in 2007 they did this kind of green splatter version. It's a little bit before the time of really getting into colored vinyl, so I thought that was pretty cool, and was under $20, so we grabbed that. And we'll see how that goes. Should be some experimental stuff. And then the last record I found at Wuxtry, and I talked to the lady that was there checking out my stuff, and she said this had just come in a collection, and I had this record on my mind to look for here in Charlotte. But there it was, David Bowie Pinups, an original first pressing, the first U.S. Hollywood press, the first one listed in Discogs, with the original inner bag and all that. So stoked to find an early copy. The cover's in not the best shape, like VG minus, but the record is just beautiful. So that was a great pickup. One I needed for the Bowie collection. And that's what I found at Wuxtry. And then went to the other shop. The other shop is like right in between Clocked, which is the great diner. They have incredible burgers and dogs there. And I went there twice. Went there for lunch and dinner. Burger for lunch, and then the hot dogs are better than the burgers. Had hot dogs for dinner. There's a record store in between there and 40 Watt. And I think it's called Low Yo-Yo Records. And their 7-inch section was killer. So that's all I got was a few 7-inches. They had a lot of good records. It's stuff I can get here, so I just left it. There was an OG Calvin Keys full court press record in decent enough shape, but $200 was the price tag. If it was half that, I might have considered it, because I think median's $100 on that record. But I've seen it listed for 300 before. So that's the only rare jazz record that I saw in Athens. They didn't really have a lot of rare jazz at Wuxtry. But they did have some rare 7-inches at the second shop. And got this Can 7-inch on Harvest. So this is a really cool one. And I'm not sure what album this is off of, but it's just the self-titled song, Can. Maybe off of Out of Reach. So I was happy to find that. Not something you're going to see here every day. A Can 7-inch with the crazy artwork on the cover. Found, was really stoked to find this. This was the first ever release from Everclear out of Portland. The Nervous and Weird 7-inch. So the song Nervous and Weird is the A-side, and Electra Made Me Blind is the B-side. The, real early Everclear is really badass. Art Alexakis on guitar and vocals, of course. On Tim Kerr Records, and this is the first version with the red and clear. So I was very stoked to find that. The guy said he's had this in his shop for 15 years. No one's bought it. So I was happy to find it. And then he had just put this one in the bin. This is Jesus Loves the Stooges. So the Stooges, a couple songs off of the Kill City. Iggy Pop and James Williamson off of the song, 2 songs off of Kill City, and then Iggy and the Stooges is side B, Jesus Loves the Stooges, previously unreleased live jam. So it's kind of a combo. 7-inch on Bomp, and I love the Bomp label out of California. They send me stuff every now and again. I'll show you the famous Bomp labels. There you go. So that's everything that I found in Athens. Enjoy the footage of the bands. Real Wow, Tiger Bear Wolf, who put an album out yesterday, brand new album. And they also hadn't played in probably the same amount of time, about 20 years, 17, 20 years, something like that. And they were great too. They rocked out. And Cinemechanica fucking blew my mind, like they always do. Incredible piece.